Oh, this should be a fantastic stream. Oh, Lord. Oh, this should be a fantastic stream. Oh, Lord. Welcome and welcome to the present. Yes, you are right at the right place. Yeah, still relishing and enjoying the victory we had earlier in the day against Brentford. If we had a G Tech, Kai Havertz scoring the solitary goal. Excited. Yeah, I saw some very funny, interesting clips on YouTube. Sorry, Twitter, which I found very sad. How can you have so much agenda against Kai Havertz that you will not celebrate him scoring for the team you claim you support? You must be very sad. I didn't know people are this sad that you're going to take this agenda nonsense to the extreme that he scores a goal, you're angry, and you claim you support the club. Strange things are happening. Welcome to the player ratings. Yeah, we're going to rating our players today. Yes, this is the first time I'm doing player ratings live on the present. Guys, don't forget to strike a like on the video. Very, very important. Subscribe. You have to subscribe and make sure you turn on your notification. If you're watching the playback, kindly do not forget to subscribe. You're here to subscribe. Strike the like button and make sure you turn on your notification bell. So let's put the team that started on the screen and let me take away the ticker for now. So we know Raya was not eligible to play against his parent club in Brentford, so he was not dressed for this match. He was not even in the squad. Even though we saw him at the stadium offering his support to the team, we know he wasn't going to be part because he's still officially a Brentford player, even though he's on loan and Arsenal. Until we sign him permanently and pay transfer fee, he is ineligible to play for Arsenal and playing against his parent club. So let's start with Ramsdale. Ramsdale, for me, in the first half, he was shaky. He looked like his head was gone. He wasn't himself. He had those two moments that would have actually cost us the game. But I'm trying to be as objective as possible, even though he's beginning to get on my last name. But I have to just keep a calm head and do my appraisal objectively as possible as I can do it. So I'll give Ramsdale a 6. Why am I giving a 6? Because aside from the two clangers he had in the first half, the second half was much improved. His distribution was fairly better than the first half, even though overall it wasn't as good, in my opinion, as Raya, but I'll give him a 6. So let's go to the defense line. Tomiyasu, very versatile, quality player, played very well. Offensively, not as good as Ben White, but very solid. It might not be as good as Ben White, but he can do a job going forward. He can do better of a job defensively. It was astute. Shout out to him. I'll give Tomiyasu a 7. Saliba, the rock of Gibraltar, very solid. It gives you that 8 consistently. Like Saliba doesn't feel it. It can't just disappoint. Tell me or show me a better defender than Saliba right now in the Premiership or in the top league or in the world right now. Based on form, show me a better defender. He has it all: pace, agility, reflexes, calmness, playing out from the back, one-on-one, collective defending. Saliba takes it all. For me, I give Saliba an 8. So Gabriel Magalhaes, another consistent player, even though sometimes he has that air of lapse in concentration sometimes, even though he's trying to erase that out of his game. For me, he's a better one-on-one defender. That doesn't mean Saliba is not a good one-on-one. Let's not misconstrue that. For me, personal opinion, I think he's a better one-on-one defender to Saliba. Just as Saliba, in terms of all the qualities you need in a defender, Saliba gives you that 8 and 9. In terms of Gabriel Magalhaes, for me, he's just a little bit of a shaky defender sometimes. So that's where, for me, Saliba shades it, because Saliba makes the act of defending good to watch. What I will pay to watch Saliba defending. He makes it smooth. He gives it that swagger that you expect from forward players. Saliba gives it to you as a defender. Now, Gabriel does a fantastic job, but the swagger is not there. It doesn't give you that aesthetically pleasing defender. You give that rugged defending. He does his job. It's not as smooth sailing as Saliba, but it does a fantastic job. So I'll give Gabriel Magalhaes 8 in his game. He won his duels. He was fantastic. I'll give him an 8. Gabriel Magalhaes. Zinchenko, he had that goal clearance, goal saving clearance today when Ramsey was a little bit iffy. I think he had that clearance in the second half. A lot of people complain that Zinchenko defensively is not the best, and I agree. It doesn't mean Zinchenko is what would the right word? Is hopeless. No, he's not hopeless. He will give you that defensive shift. It might not be like the likes of Soliba or Gabriel Magalhaes. Is more forward thinking, but he still does his basic defensive duties, and he does it to a high level. So I will be giving Zinchenko a 7 in his performance against Brentford. Let's go to Declan Rice. Declan for me was this guy has been a fantastic signing for 105 million pounds. I get it. The fees are what the fees are these days, but trust me, he's worth it. This guy has been giving us consistency. He is Mr. Consistency. The engine that this guy possesses, fantastic. He's adding a bit of flair to his game. He's driving runs, he's tackling, he's sniffing out danger. We saw the clearance he made in the first half. After that Ramsey's gaff, Brentford should have scored, but his defensive instinct kicked in and he was able to clear that ball off the line for us not to go behind in the first half, because we saw that Brentford were actually defensively solid today. So shout out to Declan Rice, Mr. Consistency for me. Solid. I'm going to give Declan Rice a fantastic. I'll give him an 8 too. I'm giving Declan Rice 8. He was closer in today's game against Brentford. So Trossard, I'll give Trossard a 7. Yeah, he had that goal disallowed because he was slightly offside, and objectively so. Objectively so, he was slightly offside. He had. He showed glimpses here and there. He's not your typical midfielder. He lacks that physicality in the midfield, even though I like his offensive disposition. I like how he can shoot from both feet, very, very ambidextrous. I like that about him. He can play as the 8, but sometimes he loses his duels very easily. I think he can do more physically, aside from his physicality, which I think is slightly inferior. I think Trossard is a good player that can play that 8. But I used to see him on the wings. He played as an 8 today at the beginning of the match, and I will give Trossard a 7. I'll give him a 7. Odegaard is back from injury. He hasn't played in the last 3 matches for us, and he wasn't the imperious Odegaard will usually, the high standard he always gives up. Now you can say generally this season Odegaard has not hit those heights. I agree, but today after coming back from that injury, he hasn't played in the last 3 games. He needs to feel himself back into the squad, into the team, into the vibe of the team. So I'll give Odegaard a 6. It wasn't a greatest performance. He was just ticking along. Sometimes it was coasting. We understand this kind of things happen when you've been out for a while. It takes you a moment for you to get back into that rhythm of playing with your teammates. So I'll give Odegaard a solid 6. So Martinelli for me played decently. We know him and Jesus played in the midweek against Argentina for Brazil. Had a long travel, so you didn't expect them to be fully fit. I don't mean physically. I think they were not as fit as they would have been. So you can see that they were both substituted. Jesus in the 60th minute and Martinelli, I think, around 75th minute. So Odegaard huffed and puffed a little bit. Martinelli huffed and puffed a little bit. It wasn't the Martinelli performance that the gold standard he has set for himself. So you can argue even the whole of after 13 games this season is yet to hit those standards he set for himself last season. So I'll give Martinelli, I'll give him a 7. I'll give Martinelli a 7. Jesus, we know he played 96 minutes for Brazil in the midweek. He wasn't really himself. He had a run around. It will take him a little bit to actually get back to his best. We know he has been out for at least 4 weeks now. Came back for through the Brazilian national team, playing for them against Argentina, came back. A lot of us were not expecting Jesus to start. I was surprised when I saw the team news that Jesus was starting. I was okay, let's see what he can do. It wasn't his best game in a national shirt. I'll give Jesus a 6. It wasn't that great. Let's be fair. I love Jesus. I'm always hoisting the flag of Jesus, but it wasn't his best game. Let's be truthful. It wasn't. Goku, I would say, present the new pastor in town, different from Pastor Koglu. Shout out to you, Goku. How you guys doing today? Oh Lord, your vision past pastor. Wow. Why are you calling me a pastor this evening? I would love to know why you're calling me pastor this evening. Shout out to you, Mr. Goke Abu. You guys, make sure you like the video, very important. Make sure you stick a like on the video, very, very, very important. So let's go to Saka. We know Saka got the assist for the Kai goal. Saka sometimes, right? Saka we have those overwhelming games, right? Yeah, I called it this morning, right? I said it. I said Kai will score today, and it came to pass. I said it this morning during the morning stream. Like I said, Kai was going to do it, and I wasn't surprised because I just looked at the feel of the game. We know Brentford are going to be very defensive, which you saw they were very defensive. They're going to play a low block, and if you're going to be crossing the ball, we need someone like Kai with the height and physicality to actually talk those kind of chances home. And we saw what he did, regardless of the narrative they're being pushed by the mainstream media and some of the Arsenal fans who are pushing this narrative because it triggers the likes, it triggers the views, which results into financial benefits for them. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it for financial benefits. Come on, there should be a fair balance. You can still be objective and get some money. But no, they are pushing this unhealthy narrative that Kai is just a bomb. We know Kai is not a bomb. Don't allow Chelsea fans influence you. So, yeah, he says, yeah, Kai go. Exactly. I called it this morning. I'm not a pastor. I just try to analyze the game objectively. And sometimes you can see certain things, certain patterns. It doesn't mean I'm going to get all my calls right all the time. Come on. Yeah. I just looked at how the game was going to go by and how Brentford love to play. I just felt this game was going to suit Kai. And shout out to Teta for bringing him on the time he brought him. And he scored the goal. So it's great. He said, Pastor, give Baba Jehu number, please. Oh, Lord, you're having a ball. You are having a ball this evening, Mr. Goki. You're having a ball this evening. So, Saka, for me, even though he wasn't his best game, based on, I'll say, the goal standard he has set for himself, I'll still give him, I'll give Saka an 8 because he provided a much needed assist at that time. If you listen to the Brentford manager Frank's post-match press conference, it was like he was giving Saka a lot of credit because as much as they were double teaming Saka, as much as they were trying to negate his influences, that cross was quality. He has that in his locker. How many times have we seen Saka pull all those kind of crosses? So shout out to him. I'm going to give Saka an 8 for that assist. So let's look at the substitute that came on. Sorry, the wrong slide. Let me try and find the slide for the subs that came on. So we had Jorginho came in for Odegaard. I'll give a standard 5. He didn't have so much influence on the game. He came in like 3 minutes, so the game was almost over. So I'll give him a standard average mark, which is 5. Ben White too came in for Saka. I'm giving a standard average mark, which is 5. Nketiah, yes. Let me take away the ticker real quick. Yeah, Nketiah came for Jesus. Like, I tried my best to always, give my support to our players, especially when they are still wearing our shirt. For Nketiah, I'm trying not to get too harsh on Nketiah. Like for me, Nketiah sometimes he makes himself indefensible. Well, he wasn't productive for the minutes he came in. He came in 60 minutes for Jesus, and what did he do? He was trying to be selfish. There was a time that he should have just laid the pass for Saka. No, he was trying to go for glory by himself. That is not your skill set sometimes. Like, as much as we have to support our players, Nketiah just makes it difficult for you to support him. He makes it difficult. He doesn't cover himself in glory. Yes, he will score goals here and there sometimes, but he is not consistent. He is not reliable. You cannot bet on him. Nketiah can only give you 3 good performances out of every 10 games he plays. Like, he is not just good for the trajectory Arsenal is trying to get to. For me, he's not just good enough. I hope this summer we can find a buyer and we can part ways amicably. It's time for us to move away from Nketiah. We've given him that support and chances and chances. I don't even know what he does in training. I would love to see how Nketiah actually impresses Arteta in training, because I don't see it. Maybe if you see, let me know. I don't see it. Even as much as Xhaka was polarizing, I could see why the managers were playing Xhaka. Right? I could understand it, even though some of you thought it wasn't good enough, and I respect your opinion. But for Nketiah, there is nothing I'm saying, and I'm sure you guys share my sentiments. Are you seeing anything from Nketiah aside from the occasional good performances and scoring of goals? Occasionally, you cannot bank on Nketiah. You cannot. He's 24, going into 25. He has been at Arsenal for almost how many years? Like, he is not improving. This guy trains with the likes of Jesus, the likes of Kai, the likes of Trossard. His footballing IQ for me is just bang average. There's no improvement. So, like, Nketiah, I'll give him a standard 5. He came in there and it looked like we were playing with a man less. It just looked like we're playing the man less with Nketiah. I'm tired of defending this bloke. I cannot continue to defend him. It is what it is. It is what it is. So those are my player ratings for our victory against Brentford at the GTEC Stadium. If you disagree, let me know what you think in the comment section. Make it respectful. You are allowed to disagree. If it's an echo chamber, you are allowed to disagree with me. Make it logical, make it objective, and we can share ideas. So Arsenal are on top of the league at the moment, and I'm loving it. It doesn't mean we're going to win the league, but I have a sneaky feeling this could be the season. You can keep Saliba, Rice, and Jesus. I'm a little bit concerned about the regularity of the injuries Jesus is picking up. I'm not going to call Jesus injury prone yet, because sometimes you can be very unlucky. A lot of you are very quick to start calling Tomiyasu injury prone, which I think that was too much of a haste. Sometimes you can be unlucky. I don't think Tomiyasu is injury prone, because he has been playing consistently this season with no setbacks. And for Jesus, he had that injury in the World Cup, came back, he had that cleanup, then had that hamstring injury that most players can have. Those things happen. So I'm not going to definitely call Jesus injury prone, but we need to keep him fit. And those people are calling for Ivan Toney to replace Jesus. I don't know what you're watching. Don't get overly excited by this media mainstream pushing this narrative. Ivan Toney, yes, he can look good at Brentford, doesn't mean he's going to look good at Arsenal. And what Jesus brings to the team in terms of facilitating for a supporting cast like that of Trossard, the likes of Saka and Martinelli, Ivan Toney does give you that. He does the dribbling, the eliminating of defenders that Jesus does easily. Ivan Toney doesn't give you that. He might score a few goals, maybe 2 more or 3, 4 or 5 more goals more than Nketiah, but the other things that Jesus brings to the team that makes the team think, I'm sorry, Ivan Toney is not capable of providing that, rather. So let's not get overly excited about the prospects of bringing Ivan Toney. And do you think the Kroenkes are going to sanction up north of £80 million for 28-year-old Ivan Toney? Absolutely not. After sanctioning for Declan Rice £105 million, at least that's a worthy investment. Is 24, so it's going to grow with the team. No, you are not sanctioning that kind of money for yes, he might be Premier League tested, but is he tested at the top level? He doesn't even play for England yet. He doesn't. But we should go and pay the up north of £80 million for Ivan Toney. I think some of you fans have lost your mind. You have lost your mind. Yes, you have lost your mind. You are overly emotional over these things. I think we have the right attack. Trossard will give us goals. He will chip in. As terrible as Nketiah is, we know it's sporadic. You know, I admit I'm complaining about Nketiah, but he will see chip in 1 or 2 or 4 or 5 more goals. So this nonsense about let's go and splurge on Ivan Toney because it's English, because it's tall, because now we have King Kai can do what Ivan Toney is supposed to come and do for the price of up north of £80 million. So let's calm down. Let's be rational. Let's not get overly emotional about the prospects of acquisition of Ivan Toney. I don't think we'll get him, and I'm happy the Crown case will not sanction it. Some of you will not like that. That's my opinion. It is what it is. I don't think the Crown case will sanction a deal for Ivan Toney up north of £80 million. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Sorry. He doesn't suit the way we play. He's not technical enough. Yes, we show a bit of brute. You'll show a bit of hustling, but he's not that player. I'm sorry. We can do better in Europe with that kind of money and get a better quality striker, in my humble opinion. So, guys, like the video. Very, very important. You're watching the playback. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. If you disagree with my ratings, let me know what you rate those players in the comment section. Do not forget, I'll be back tomorrow for more streams. Make sure when you watch the videos, the pre-recorded videos, make sure you like the videos. Very, very important. If you're yet to subscribe, do me that kind of favor by subscribing, and make sure you turn on your notification bell so you can get notified if I'm going on a live stream or when I post my pre-recorded video. So I'm saying my bye for now. Keep an eye out for more videos and more content, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.